Hey guys, I'm gonna wait for you guys to get on online here. Um, Welcome to X Tinella Live. We got a topic. This topic is just a topic that I've pondered on for a little bit to discuss because I think it's a struggle when it comes to us as females, and I think it's important for us to support each other. So I want to touch bases. When you guys come on, say hi, and I'll say hi back. I hope you're having a fabulous Monday. I know it's exciting for us in Minnesota because it's Super Bowl week here. So I'm going to be looking down at my phone, but I don't want you guys to think I'm not paying attention to you guys. I'm just looking down at my phone because I want to get your comments and I want to see when you guys come on board so I can say hi right back. So say hi when you come on so I can say hi back to you guys.
Hey, Sue.
Hey, Sue. Hey, Darnell. How are you guys? I hope you guys having a good night. Let some people know Auntie Nella is on live, But this topic is, like I said, it's a topic that I think, definitely needs to be discussed. Hey, Mel, I see you got your phone fixed. Yay. Hey, honey. So I'm gonna give it a little bit, you guys, for you guys to jump on board so we can discuss this topic. Like I said a little bit earlier, I think it's always a struggle when it comes to women, and I think the struggle is, to me, we sometimes get in our own way, and so we're gonna dig a little bit deep in that when we get some more people on. Hey, Laura, how are you? How's the weather in Louisiana? Yay. All right, so I'm gonna jump and dig into this topic a little bit, you guys. And like I said, I'll be looking at my phone, but I'm looking at my phone because I'm seeing who's online or who's commenting, so I can read your comments and we can have this interaction. But the topic tonight is why is it a struggle when it comes to women supporting each other? I personally think that the struggle is we sometimes get in our own way. And a lot of times I feel with women, we sometimes, how I say that men, carry an ego, a masculine ego. I think sometimes we carry an ego of always thinking, a woman is jealous or a woman trying to get what the next woman has, or the woman could just be simply jealous of that other woman. And so sometimes we hold ourselves back. And so that stops us from being able to be great. Not just one woman, but a multitude of women. I think it's empowering to have, a group of women or a ton of women working together as one unit. Because I think in society we struggle, especially, I personally think a lot in our Black community, we struggle a lot when it comes to supporting each other. It could be just simple stuff as, oh, I don't like how she look, I don't like her talk, I don't like her mannerisms. It could just be the simplest things. And so that will hold another sister back from allowing another sister to be great, or another sister support another sister. And so I think if we take nothing else from this topic, we need to take that, if we have multiple sisters working together, we create a strong unity within our sisterhood. And we can't succeed in life if we don't help a falling sister down, or if we don't help a sister, to get to the next level. Because one thing I always keep in the back of my mind, and this is just me, if I've had somebody to help me along the way, I'm going to do the same thing in return. I'm always that person that I will pay it forward. So if I know something, or if I can help a person, or if a person honestly sends me a question and asks me, about something, I'm going to be the one that will respond to them and give them an honest answer. Because I just basically feel like it's great when I can help somebody out. It makes me feel good. But we have to get out of our way. We have to stop, looking at material things. We have to stop, letting small things stop us from, lending the next sister a hand. Because what we have to realize is to empower each other as women it takes all of us working together as one unit. And in order to work together as one unit, you have to be honest, throwing shade, smiling in somebody's face and backstabbing them 2 seconds later. We have to, sometimes step back and say, you know what? I owe my sister a little bit more than that. You know what I'm saying? Allow people to be, allow yourself to look at people at face value. You have to look at them as face value. Another thing I think I struggle with a lot with women is sometimes other women will dislike another woman because somebody else dislikes them. Own your own reasons for disliking somebody. Don't block somebody out because you or a friend of yours has an issue with them. That's not fair to that person, because here's the thing. That person could have had an issue with somebody that had nothing to do with you. So why are you holding somebody else's baggage? Why are you holding somebody else's, feelings about another sister that had nothing to do with you? And I feel like that's a hindrance. It's a hindrance for us as women because a lot of times we set ourselves up, but we don't set ourselves up enough to be able to share and network and communicate with women. I just think that's the most difficult piece when it comes to us as women, because like I say, it's simple things that we allow to get in. We allow ourselves to block us from doing or giving the next sister a blessing that you could have given her. Sometimes it could be as simple as, hey queen, I just want to say hi. Hey, you're cute. Happy birthday. You just never know what that may mean to a person. And so if we take nothing else from this conversation today, we as sisters, and I'm starting with me, I pledge today that I'm going to do everything I could to empower our sisters. I'm going to do everything I could to be true to who I am with my sisters. I'm going to be the woman, or the person that another woman can come to me and say, you know what, I just want to sit down and have a chat with you, and I want you to be 110% honest with me. And I'm going to be that person, because I think it's important. There's a way that you can deliver a message to a person without delivering that message where it's hard and it's breaking that person down. You can be as honest as you can to a person, but you have to make sure when you're delivering it in an appropriate way where you're not beating that person down. So that's the thing that's been, on my heart for a little bit, and I kind of treaded waters a little bit to, discuss this topic, simply because I think sometimes people take stuff you say and they take it personal and they take it to heart, and they're like, nah, I don't want to deal with her no more because, I can't believe she said that. So be it. If me having a topic that's gonna, hurt you and you feel like something I said hurt your ego or hurt your feelings, then be honest enough to come to me and say, you know what, I feel like, the topic you had was, clearly wrong, or the topic you had was, not right. But what I will say is, and I'm 110% sure about this, when it comes to us as females, we hold ourselves hostage. And that's the thing that I think is difficult. So I'm going to go down. I'm going to scroll back down a little bit. I'm looking at my phone. I'm going to scroll back down a little bit and see what comments we had, because I was just jabbing a little bit. But yeah, Melanie said it's important. Hey, Zah, Melanie said it's important to pay it forward. It is. It's always important to pay it forward. Melanie, yes, Queen Building will always be the movement for me. Absolutely. Me and Melanie are on the same team. Nakisha says right. June, exactly. Dewan said preach. Melanie said yes, so selfish. Learn the sisters before you pick up someone else's issues. Amen. Melanie, right. And it starts with you. And I believe, and I agree 110%. It starts with me as a woman. And I will tell you this. I'm not gonna preach anything to you. Auntie Nella won't preach anything to you that Auntie Nella is not willing to do and change. It's important for me. It's a part of my heart that I feel like a lot of times there's opportunities where I feel like there's women out there who could take the opportunity and tell another sister, I'm one of these women, look, If I see somebody out there and they're cute and they dress nice, I'll be the first one to say, oh, your hair is cute, or oh, you're beautiful. I'm not one to be afraid to tell somebody that, because I feel like it's okay to lift another sister up. I don't look for somebody else to come to me always and say, oh, you know what, you're beautiful. I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing it because I saw a beautiful queen and I said to that beautiful queen, you are beautiful, and nothing's wrong with that. We have to get out of our way. If we don't get out of our way, we sink ourselves. And that's the piece of it that I think we have to step back and reconnect with ourselves. We have to. It's important to do that.
Melanie wrote, yes, you're always building. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. I'm one that will always do that, because I think it's important. That's the piece that's important for me, is because I want to make sure when it comes down to it, and my time come and I've left this earth, I did everything I needed to do. I will tell you, I'm never perfect. I'm gonna struggle. There's something in life daily you will struggle. Nobody said life's gonna be easy. But take a moment, breathe. And when you take a moment and you breathe and you take some time and you make somebody else feel good, you just never realize how good that makes you feel. Take some time, because you never know. That same queen that you might have saw a week ago and said, oh my God, you're beautiful, may come back to you and pay it forward to you. And not to say that they're going to come back to you and say, oh, you're beautiful. They may come back and pay you forward in a different way. So it's important to make sure when you leave an impression on anybody, you leave a lasting impression that that person know that you're meaningful. One of the things I like to always do is, I'm always a person, and anybody who knows me, this is my daughter posts this on Facebook all the time. I'm so sick of everywhere we go. My mom talks too much. Every time you look around, she's meeting somebody. I'm one of these people that if I'm in a crowded room, I will find a couple of friends. Simply because that's just who I am. That's always my goal, to meet and connect with people. I don't care who you are. It's important for me to do that. I can't not be in a room and just stand in the corner and not say anything. That's not who I am. I don't have to know you, but we would have a conversation as if I've known you for years. That's just who I am. I get that flack from my daughter all the time. And that doesn't bother me, because that's who I am. And who I am can't change me. You can't change me or want me to be something different. I will always try to build a queen up. I'm going to always try to do that. Again, when I'm building, I'm not looking for that in return. If it's meant to be, it's going to come back in return. So women, take away from this conversation tonight, it's important to make sure you instill some good values into another queen, and I guarantee you another queen will instill some great values back into you.
All right, we have a question from June. How do you be a team player and support women who are committed to hating or speaking bad on you? You don't want to be the same way towards them, but they make it hard for you to be nice.
Okay.
We also...
Nope. Let me. I have to answer one at a time, because if not, I'm gonna forget my train of thought. On this one, June, I'm gonna say, if you've put yourself out there and you've tried to, if you've totally been honest and put yourself out there and tried to, and you're not getting that back in return, I will be a fool to tell you to be a floor mat to allow somebody to continue to walk over you. You have to also know when it's your time to exit yourself from that situation. Because at the end of the day, it's not your job to force them to understand where you're coming from and how you're trying to get them to see who you are. That's not your job. If you've done everything you can do and they're not willing to accept you or understand where you're coming from, then you have to exit yourself out that situation. Don't continue to put yourself in harm's way. It's not good.
We also have learned a lot of women are not comfortable with themselves to give any other women compliments. That is so true.
I will say that is 100% true. A lot of times, women don't give other women compliments simply because they're not happy with themselves. And if you're not happy with yourself, then you can't give a compliment. I'm one of these women, me and my husband will be together, and I will say, oh, wow, she's very pretty. Not that I'm saying it for him to look at her. Not that I'm saying it, in a sense that I feel like, I'm trying to point him into a direction of looking at another. But what I'm saying is, she's beautiful. I mean, I have no qualms to give somebody props when they're beautiful. I will be the first one to do that. I will be the first one if somebody comes to me and they're saying something and they're speaking true to me. I'll be the first one. Yeah, you're absolutely right. We have to allow ourselves to be comfortable with ourselves, because if you're not comfortable within yourself as a woman, then you can't be comfortable as a queen to give another queen a compliment. You have to find time for yourself, work on you, be comfortable with you, and I promise you, it will be easy for you to spot another queen and give that queen that compliment that she deserves.
Come through. Melanie wrote, yeah, she'll talk to everyone in her room. Girl,
everybody. It don't matter. Everybody.
She also wrote, Lawrence, that's so true.
Yep. So we just have to, I'm going to elaborate on that a little bit. I often try and think to myself, like, what's stopping, sometimes what stops us as women from, giving each other compliments. And that compliment that, LS put out there was absolutely correct. That was absolutely correct. It's hard to give a compliment when you ain't comfortable with yourself. How you gonna give somebody a compliment when you ain't happy with yourself? I say this often, and I will continue to say it often. Before you can work on anybody else, you have to make sure you've worked on yourself and you're comfortable with you. Because if you've worked on yourself and you've done everything you need to do, trust me, there's nothing anybody could say or anybody can do to you that will hurt you. Because at the end of the day, you've put the work in. And once you've put that work in, at that point, you're comfortable enough, like I said, to see a queen or two walking up the street and be able to give that queen a compliment and be A-okay with it. And don't go back and be like, this is another thing that I think is kind of interesting too, is a lot of times you'll see other queens or other women stare other women down. And they're looking at them from head to toe. Then the next week, you'll see that person kind of replicating that other person. Stay in your own lane, boo. You don't have to create an image of somebody else, because the way that queen may have worn works well for her. The way I may have wanted to wear may not work for me. Stay in your own lane. Create your own destiny. Create your own image. Create your own you. It's important to create your own you. Don't live in somebody else's shadow. It's not good living in somebody else's shadow, because when you live in somebody else's shadow, you're not living true to you. You can't live true to you. You live in somebody else's life. Your name is Trinella, but you're living Tanaja's life. That's not good. Be true to make your own footprints, because one thing I want to make sure I do before I leave this earth, that my kids know and my grandkids know, you know what? My mom left a footprint in this world that's going to be a lasting impression for a lot of women. That's my goal. When I do these lives and I have these discussions, I'm always key to make sure people don't make the same mistakes I may have made, or another queen have made, or another king have made. Because you know what? At the end of the day, if you don't know, how you going to fix it? So I love being able to have these conversations and having an open dialogue, because it's important. A lot of times we truly don't know. And if we take some time to step outside of who we are and search our own yard and figure out what's going on in our own yard, we can figure some of that stuff out. It's important to make sure you create greatness in your life. It's important to make sure you leave a blueprint for somebody to pick up from where you left off and said, you know what? This queen did everything she can, but I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to move forward from there. So let's see what else is out here. So Lauren says, preach. Melanie says, so real. Take care of yourself first and foremost. Important. Take care of yourself first and foremost. You can't take care of another sister. You can't take care of another brother. You can't take care of another husband. You can't take care of another wife. You can't take care of another girlfriend until you take care of you. You have to be the person that's important to you first. Don't allow somebody else to step in and you make them important, and then you're suffering, because then you set yourself up for failure. You set yourself up for heartache.
All right. We also got Lawrence, he wrote, some women lack the self-confidence. June wrote, how did you become solid and confident in yourself, Nella? Do you want to answer that, or do you
Let me answer
that?
I will say to you, June, it didn't happen overnight. I will tell you, this me today didn't happen overnight. I've been through some stuff in my life that broke me down. I will tell you that. I've been through some stuff in my life from previous relationship that broke me down. But what I had to realize, and what I'm grateful for is, I'm grateful that a lot of it happened to me when I was younger. And the reason why I'm grateful for that is because what that did is that created a stronger woman I am today. And so what I did was I didn't allow the stuff that people said to me, the stuff that people said about me, the stuff that people did to me penetrate me, and I held on to it. I didn't allow that. I didn't allow that to just attack me and wrap me like a garment. What I did was I started to work on me and start to, talk to me and say, you know what? You are more than that. You are greater than that. I start to just think positive things and trust me, it wasn't easy. It was a struggle. And sometimes I teeter-totter, struggle a little bit here and there. But one thing I keep in my mind and I constantly recite to myself, greatness is in my future. And I know greatness is in my future. And so if I could save one queen, one sister, one mom, one niece, one auntie, one cousin, if I could save one person by doing these lives, for me, I've satisfied everything I went out to do.
All right. We also have Melanie. She wrote, create powerful moves. Mm-hmm. Mia wrote, it's upsetting when you give a compliment, but they don't say thank you. But they don't say thank you. They hurt you and you say it 2 to 3 times. What do you do then? It happens to me at church and it was a bit upsetting.
What I will say is kind of the same wavelength I gave to June. Is when you're giving a compliment to somebody from the heart and they don't respond, you can't take it to heart, because here's the thing that's important. If you've given it and they're not receiving it, don't beat yourself up about it. Because again, I don't want you guys to think that, constantly giving a queen a compliment or giving somebody a compliment, they're going to receive it the way you give it. Sometimes people are embarrassed about compliments, because I will tell you this. Sometimes when people will say, oh, your hair is so cute, or oh, you're so cute, or oh, I didn't think you was, I sometimes get a little bit shy and embarrassed about it, because I don't like to be showered with too many compliments. But it doesn't mean I won't, address it, or it doesn't mean I won't say, oh, thank you, I'll respond. Some people just don't know how to respond to it. And so if you've given them a compliment, Mia, from the heart, and they didn't take it and they didn't respond, oh, well, you did what you had to do. Let it go, and they'll figure it out.
Come again. She wrote, yes. Lawrence wrote, you know your self-worth, own your self-worth, love everything about you, and you
and your flaws.
And your flaws and all.
Yep. You have to know that every woman has a flaw. Every woman has an issue. Every woman has self-worth. You have to hold on to your self-worth and own it, and don't let it go. That's important. I always say this. Self-worth is key. Communication is key. Don't ever let somebody penetrate your self-worth and think that's okay. Because what they're doing is they're tearing you down. If they're tearing you down, move around. It's not important. That's the issue that I think a lot of us do struggle with. We struggle with the fact that we know we need better. We struggle with the fact that we know we can do better. We struggle with the fact that we know what we got can be better, but we don't want to do the work. You can't go through this world, you can't go through the process without simply doing the work. Start to work on you. If it takes times where you want to journal, if you want to, write stuff down, start to do that, but start to work on you. Start to make you important. Start to walk around and think that you're walking around with a crown on your head every day. I'm the queen that I am. If you have to recite that daily, I'm the queen that I am. Because if you pour into you, then you don't walk around and expect everybody else to pour in you, because you know what? You've poured enough into you. If nobody else come to you and pour into you, it doesn't hurt you.
All right. Melanie wrote, excellent, Auntie. Ariel wrote, stand together, women, pound, girl power. Hey, cousin.
Yeah.
Hey, girl.
Girl power, pound, girl power. We need to make sure in this day and age we have girl power, because we struggle. We hold ourselves hostage, and we hold our queens hostage when it come down to it. We have to find a way, y'all. I'm telling you, we have to find a way as women to work together and not tear each other down. We have to, because if you don't, if we don't figure it out, then it's gonna always be a struggle. Work on you, and I promise you, it will be easier for you to walk around and give somebody a compliment. It will be easier for walk around and tell somebody, "I love your business. I love what you're doing." It will be easier for you to do that.
All right, Melanie wrote, yes, own it. We deserve better. Yes, queen. Practice laws of attraction. Speak it out your mouth daily.
Yep. You have to speak it to yourself, because you could walk around and somebody could be like, "You're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful." But if you don't know you're beautiful, then no matter what that person is saying to you, it means nothing to you. Zero to you. If you don't believe it within yourself, then nobody else can speak it to you. If you don't believe you're the queen that you are, if you don't believe you deserve a great man, if you don't believe you deserve to have your king on your arm and he's going to be loyal to you, if you don't think that, then how in the heck somebody else gonna come to you and tell you, "You know what, girl? You beautiful. You know what, girl? You deserve a great man. You know what, girl? You deserve to have a king on your arm and he gonna do right by you." If you don't own it, you can't expect them to do right by you. You have to own it, and you have to make sure when wrong is being done to you, you have to allow them to correct that behavior. But here's another snippet. If they're not willing to correct that behavior, don't allow to give them 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 chances to correct the behavior. Because through that process of you giving them 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times to correct that behavior, every time they do you wrong, they're taking away your self-worth. Every time. And before you know it, you empty. And you're struggling trying to figure out which direction do I go. So it's important, and it's no different. I'm saying it from a man point, taking self-worth, but there's women out here that will strip you of your self-worth too. Don't allow them to get in your space. Don't allow them to get in your head where it comes to a point in your life that you're so broken, you're second-guessing everything about who you are. You're second-guessing when it comes out to somebody and say, "Hey, queen," you're like, "Who, you talking to me?" "Yeah, queen, I'm talking to you." If you don't believe that you are a queen, if you don't believe that you deserve better, if you don't believe that you deserve greatness, baby, nobody else can teach you that. You have to teach yourself and own it. Own it. Walk around with it with confidence. Be proud. Hold your head up. Let me tell you something. That's going to be days, baby, that somebody going to shake you to the core and your crown going to be crooked. Baby, straighten that crown. Walk tall and keep it moving. Don't let somebody penetrate you and change who you are.
All right, Mia wrote, yes, I sure do. Not conceited, but convinced. Crown on.
Yep.
Melanie wrote, yes. Nakisha wrote, I don't worry about how other women feel about me because I think highly about myself and my business. Come through.
That's right. Yes, yes.
Melanie wrote, come on, Auntie. This is on point. Second guessing will stunt your growth. Yes,
Often.
adjust it.
Often. It's important to make sure. There's going to always be days where, every day is not going to be a yellow brick road or golden brick road. Every day is never going to be that way. Know that life is set up that you're going to struggle. Know that life is set up that you're going to stumble. Baby, know that life is set up that you're going to fall. But one thing you got to take away from it is, when I fall, I shall get up. And when I get up, I'm going to be the greatest me that I've ever been. I'm going to be better than where I was before. That's the thing I think about a lot of times that we hold ourselves back from. We fall, we get up, but we don't look at the fact that, you know what, I failed, I got up. I'm greater than I was the day before. Don't allow yourself to stay in the past. Don't stick your head in the dirt and be like, you know what, poor me, I'm having a pity-patty party. Nope, don't do it. There's going to always be people who like you. There's going to always be people who don't like you. There's going to always be people who pretend to like you. And there's going to always be people who are in your circle and they're praying for your downfall. There's going to be people. I will guarantee you that. There's going to be somebody out there that's praying for your downfall. But what you have to do is make sure one thing in life, you're prayed up and you're content and confident and happy where you stand today. Because again, nobody can pour deeper into you than you can pour into yourself. Own who you are. Be the queen that you are. Wear that crown with all those diamonds, baby, and be happy about it. You may not be in a space you need to be today. You may not be in a place you want to be today. You may not have your king that you want today. You may not have your queen that you're looking for today. But I promise you, in this time, work on who you are, fix all your flaws, and I promise when your king or queen comes your way, you're going to be better than you ever was. And that piece of it is something that allows you to make sure when you move into a relationship or you move into a marriage, you're where you need to be. So if you take nothing else from this conversation, take this. I am the queen I am today, and I am the queen I will continue to be. Adjust that crown, walk straight, and don't look back. Struggles are going to happen. Problems are going to come your way. You're going to fall. But baby, get back up and walk like you never hit that ground once in your life. Be happy and content in where you are. Always be happy as to where you are. So I will say, us as women, as I end this tonight, us as women, what I want you to do is take this pledge. Make sure when you see a queen that's out there, I don't care who they are, be okay with pouring in and giving somebody a compliment. Be okay with, walking up to them and saying, you know what? I love what you did. I like what you're wearing. You're beautiful. It's nothing wrong with giving another queen a compliment. It doesn't take away from who you are, queen. Because at the end of the day, you're a queen just like that queen you gave that compliment. So with that being said, I'm going to say goodnight, but pledge to yourself that we as women will work together as one unit to make greatness in this world. Have a good night, you guys. See you on After Dark.